I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day. And today in the rundown, that includes my pal, Mr. Jose Sanchez.
We're talking about everything cool.
That's right. And E3 has been a sensation all week.
It's been cool.
It's wrapping up today, but before we head home, let's talk about some of the biggest gaming events that have happened. Now, we've talked a little bit about Bethesda and Activision and Ubisoft and Microsoft and Sony. Later, we've got Nintendo. What about Warner Brothers? What has impressed you about Warner Brothers? Feel free to bring it up.
Vic wants to talk about Warner Brothers first.
What's coming from Warner Brothers?
Batman.
Which we're going to have the review a little bit later on in the show today. Mad Max is also something coming up from Warner Brothers. Mad Max. Yeah, very excited about this game. I've had a chance to get some hands-on with it. You're going to have a good time running around, destroying other cars.
I want to play as the guy that just jams on the guitar in front of the vehicle the whole time.
No, they didn't tie it directly to the movie. It's its own separate narrative, but it's super fun and super cool and very explodey. What Activision's got coming up, Destiny and Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Destiny is more, it's an expansion. It's not a brand new Destiny 2 or anything like that. But it feels very fun and very cool. It was great to jump back in because I haven't been one of those guys that just kept playing the whole time.
One of those Steve Tillys.
Yes,
yeah.
There are several of them that we know that just keep playing and playing and playing, like Steve Tilley. And it's a game I think that deserves all the adoration that it gets. The expansion looks like it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and it's so funny with PlayStation especially catering towards the Destiny market. Now they're announcing this big thing with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which is weird because usually you see Call of Duty like the Xbox press conference, and now it's the PlayStation. Now they're like.
It's this age-old battle right behind us, right here.
The blues versus the greens.
And it's full on in effect. Now there's also a cool movement with lots of robots going down at E3, right? Like
sure.
that was
explosions.
Yeah, in many previous E3s we had bows and arrows and stuff like that. Lots of robots.
Dogs and robots.
Yes, dogs and robots. But Deus Ex: Mankind Divided looks incredibly slick. I'm such a huge fan of that franchise. I'm glad that Elias Tefexis is back in the game. He sounds great.
I got a no-kill order.
Yeah.
And it's the new augmentations and the more action-oriented gameplay that they're showing off. Incredibly cool. And I'm also
stick around.
Yeah, they've got this
stick around gun.
They've got this blade thing that shoots out of his arm, which is sick. And I'm also incredibly psyched. And I know you haven't touched this game yet, but I played a big chunk of it, Metal Gear Solid 5, and they gave us like a couple of hours to play this thing. And
let's brag about it.
Well, it was. I couldn't put it down. Like, it was so hard to give the controller back. I was like, I wanted to just
because you were watching a cutscene?
No, I was playing. There was lots of horse riding. There was lots of taking out robots and taking out some pretty nefarious evildoers and, saving some hostages. And it was so freaking cool. And it's beautiful and massive. And it's likely one of our... Yeah, candidates for the best of the show here. So good.
Metal Gear, it's been a while since I've been let down by Metal Gear.
Have you got a game that, I guess we're going to be talking about our favorite games, but maybe something a little bit underrated that you think people should be paying more attention to?
There was this weird game that, I've seen something similar to it a few years ago, but now this is the first time I've really seen a new one. It's called Rock Band 4.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. I don't know. This is technology. You play instruments and you get like a band together and everybody's jamming. I think the game I'm probably most excited about, even though it's not even out yet, it won't be out for a few more years, Shenmue III. Can we talk about that thing happening? That's the game I am most looking forward to. That was announced here at E3. I'll get to play it in 2017, 2018, whenever it's done. Thank you, Yu Suzuki.
Yes, thank you, Yu Suzuki. Now, we're going to have more wrap-ups later on in the show. We're going to be talking about Nintendo's press conference and their presence here. But right now, it's time to go to our review of Batman Arkham Knight.
The Rundown is brought to you by EB Games.